so excited to be with you all virtually across time and across space. My name is Alexis Pauline Gumbs, and I am the author of Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals. I'm really honored that this gets to be part of you all's reading community, and I'm just amazed and excited about all of the work that you are doing in marine science and also to create community among each other. My doctorate is not in any area of marine science, but is in fact in English, African and African American Studies, and Women and Gender Studies from Duke University here in Durham, North Carolina, land of the Occaneechi Band of the Saponi Nation, sourced by the sacred Eno River. And I'm grateful to be with you all, and I understand that the fact that I wrote this book is really what gets me in the room. So I want to tell you a little bit about the book. I'm going to read a little bit from the introduction. I'm going to read another excerpt, and then just talk a little bit about why I'm so excited to be connected with you all and how I think we can be partners in expanding everyone's access to a profound and meaningful and hopefully ethical relationship with the ocean. So, from the introduction to Undrowned, if you happen to be in the ocean and you see someone breathing, what do you do? If you see someone like you, a mammal, but unlike you, not bound by boats and masks and land, you might wonder who they are, what they are doing, how do they do it, how do they live in salt and depth and motion. You very well might wonder. And in that case, you would need a guidebook. The most available guidebooks around right now are the National Audubon Society Guide to Marine Mammals of the World and the Smithsonian Handbook, Whales, Dolphins, and Porpoises. They will summarize the available scientific information on the habitats, habits, and appearances of all the animals they have tracked so you can identify a mammal and later, when you get out of the ocean, tell someone who you saw. I identify as a mammal. I identify as a Black woman ascending with and shaped by a whole group of people who were transubstantiated into property and kidnapped across an ocean. And like many of us, I am simply attracted to the wonder of marine life. And so I went to the aquarium and bought both of those guidebooks, hoping to learn about my kin. What I found was that the languages of deviance and denigration, for example, the term vagrant juveniles used to describe hooded seals, awkwardly binary assignments of biological sex, and a strange criminalization of mammals that escaped the gaze of biologists showed up in what I would call, or what would call itself, the neutral scientific language of marine guidebooks. I just wanted to know which whale was which. But I found myself confronted with the colonial, racist, sexist, heteropatriarchalizing capitalist constructs that are trying to kill me. The net I am already caught in, so to speak. So how can I tell you what I saw? At the same time, as I learned more about marine mammals, I learned to look between the loopholes of language, using the poetic practices I've had to use to find and love myself in a world that misnames me daily. And I felt so much love and humility. I felt so much awe and possibility. I had to show you what I felt. So I posted on social media every day what I was learning about marine mammals from and despite the guidebooks through my own further research, Afrofuturistic speculation, and what was happening to my heart. Instead of simply identifying what was what, I had to go deeper. I took my cue from the many marine mammals who echolocate. I had to focus not on what I could see and discern, but instead on where I was in relation, how the sound bouncing off of me in relationship to the structures and environments that surround me locates me in a constantly shifting relationship to you, whoever you are by now. As I continued to post what I was learning, my Instagram followers spiked. People gave me watercolored journals of whales, mailed me knitted humpback earrings, sent me the actual vertebrae of a whale for real. I don't know if you can see it, it's up there. And more. I also got messages online every day asking when and where they could buy these reflections in a book, offering to be my research assistant, testifying that these posts had become their daily meditations, and offering to collaborate on creating apps, song-based audio meditations, and one special email from my dear sister Adrienne Marie Brown suggesting that these writings could be part of the Emergent Strategy Imprint Book Flow Paradigm at AK Press. So that's how this book became this book. I'm going to skip ahead just to talk a little bit about my relationship to scientific objectivity and language. The Audubon and Smithsonian guidebooks are the sources of all unattributed quotations in this book. And I often start the meditations mimicking the cadence of objectivity that guidebook entries perform. I'm doing that on purpose. I want to remember it's a performance, and then I want to transform it. Though I usually avoid the passive voice because it hides accountability, I've written about that elsewhere, in this text, the passive voice is a major mimicking device of the scientific forms of writing, which teach scientists to use the passive voice in order to take themselves out of the intimacy of their research towards the illusion of objectivity. Nothing is objective. And think about it. Scientists, especially those people, you, who have designed their entire lives around the hope, the possibility that they will encounter a marine mammal, and who have taken extreme methods like going to Antarctica in order to increase the likelihood that they will see some particular marine being, cannot be unmoved. They are clearly obsessed, and most likely, like me, in love, whether you can admit it in your publications or not. So I want to pause there because obviously this is Black and Marine Science, and I'm thinking about the reasons that you all became marine scientists. And those reasons are not objective. Those reasons are deeply felt. I know that you all chose to be a part of the fields that you're in because of a deep wonder for the ocean, because of a deep commitment to our communities and to our shifting planet, because you care. You care about the ecology of the ocean. You care about other species. You see yourself and us as profoundly connected to whatever aspect of marine science that you are studying. And probably you often don't have the freedom to write about the ocean the way I write about the ocean, which is poetic and full of ideas of love and draws connections across disciplines and fields, and is a form of study that ultimately cannot be reproduced or made interchangeable, and that's actually part of the dignity of it. But I will say, and I do talk about this in the introduction, that the last workshop that I got to facilitate before lockdown was a writing workshop with scientists at Caltech, and it was such a wonderful experience. These are scientists in all different fields, from all different backgrounds, and really to give them an opportunity to do a different type of writing about their motivation, why they study what they study, was a huge, huge, huge gift, and I hope to do that more. I would love to do a writing workshop with Black and Marine Science. Just saying, maybe next year during BIMS week. Okay, so there's that. Then I want to share a little bit about what undrowned means to me, like why this is called Undrowned. So I want to read you this preface, A Guide to Undrowning, but maybe let's get even more, let's get even more comfortable. We can take some breaths. I want you to let this part wash over you like a meditation. So listening maybe from here, I'm touching my gut, not as much from here. So I'm going to take 7 breaths, and I'm going to mark my inhale and exhale. You all can join me, or you can just notice your next 7 breaths. Here we go. Inhaling and exhaling. 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 One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. So this is a guide to undrowning. What is the scale of breathing? You put your hand on your individual chest as it rises and falters all day. But is that the scale of breathing? You share air and chemical exchange with everyone in the room, everyone you pass by today. Is the scale of breathing within one species? All animals participate in this exchange of release for continued life, but not without the plants. The plants, in their inverse process, release what we need, take what we give, without being asked. And the planet, wrapped in ocean, breathing sky. What is the scale of breathing? You are part of it now. You are not alone. And if the scale of breathing is collective, beyond species and sentience, so is the impact of drowning. The massive drowning, yet unfinished, where the distance of the ocean meant that people could become property, that life could be for sale. I am talking about the Middle Passage and everyone who drowned and everyone who continued breathing, but I'm troubling the distinction between the two. I am saying that those who survived in the underbellies of boats, under each other, under unbreathable circumstances, are the undrowned. And their breathing is not separate from the drowning of their kin and fellow captives. Their breathing is not separate from the breathing of the ocean. Their breathing is not separate from the sharp exhale of hunted whales, their kindred also. Their breathing did not make them individuals, did not make them individual survivors. It made a context, the context of undrowning. Breathing in unbreathable circumstances is what we do every day in the chokehold of racial, gendered, ableist capitalism. We are still undrowning. And by we, I don't only mean people like myself whose ancestors specifically survived the Middle Passage, because the scale of our breathing is planetary, at the very least. Are you still breathing? This is an offering towards our evolution, towards a possibility that instead of continuing the trajectory of slavery entrapment, separation, and domination while making our atmosphere unbreathable, we might instead practice another way to breathe. I don't know what that will look like, but I do know that our marine mammal kindred are amazing at not drowning. So I call on them as teachers, mentors, guides, and I call on you as breathing kindred souls. May we evolve. Let's take 3 more deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so last, I'll just read you one of these meditations. Okay, so this one is about the baby Weddell seal. The baby Weddell seal has not grown into her flippers. She is awkward. She does not want to swim. She does not know that she can breathe underwater. No one has told her about the great oxygenating capacity of her blood. She doesn't know that the milk her mother gives her is some of the fat-richest milk in the world. Southernmost mammal on the planet, she doesn't know the depths of which she is capable. But her mother does. The mother Weddell seal will push her baby into the water against her will. She will force her child's head into the water while the baby coughs and sputters and struggles and squirms. She is new here. She does not know that she could breathe underwater until she does. And then everything changes. By the time weaning is over, she will be able to dive 2,500 feet below the water. Stay there for an hour if she wants to. Find a tiny hole she made for air after swimming 12 kilometers away. Move gracefully between frozen and liquid worlds. But she doesn't know. Am I the only one here in a lesson? A coughing, sputtering thrash, a struggle to stay who I thought I was, ignorant to what evolution has already written inside me? I feel out of my depth, but really, how would I know? The tough love of the Weddell seal mother teaches a lesson about the difference between what is cute and what is necessary. What has been and what could be. And I'm grateful for all of my mothers, biological, chosen, and ancestral, mammal, and otherwise, like the copperhead snake who greeted me the night before I wrote this, who would shock me into knowing my capacity, trust my lungs more than I thought I could, to breathe in ways I haven't breathed before, to learn my blood in ways I didn't know it. As the Weddell seal grows, she will shed her fur, become sleek. She will feel completely at home in the ocean she avoided. She will see and feel things no other mammal has felt. But right now, she's coughing and spitting and clinging to what she has known. She feels like she is drowning, but she's just meeting herself again for the first time. Love to all my parents and the push of the universe for laughing at me. Thank you to those who have pushed through portals already, even out of this life. We can move between worlds. Thank you for those of you living and evolving. The vulnerability of your newness is an example to us all. Thank you to those who hold me accountable, who expect me to be who I need to become. Thank you for ignoring the lies I tell about myself. Even in my resistance, I'm grateful for you all, for the love you are teaching me, deep, black, and full, for the nurturance, push, and example, what you learned by facing your own death, what you learned in your drowning is my breath. Thank you so much, Black and Marine Science. Hope you're having an incredible week, and I look forward to collaborating in the future and forever.